Hello, welcome to Year 2 Maths. Here I will be discussing the foundation knowledge required for children to be successful within maths, and this video is primarily for parents, but also children are welcome to watch along. So I'm going to be teaching strategies that we use within maths in Year 2. And I'm going to be starting with foundation knowledge of number, so really helping children understand place value. This is something that children are exposed to in reception and should be using confidently in Year 1. So this is kind of like a recap of early years and Year 1, but we also do touch on it in Year 2. So just so that you can see, these represent my ones. I've lined them up, so here are 10 ones, and I've just used popcorn seeds, which I found in my house. You can use anything that could look like a 1. And I've lined up some spaghetti next to it, kind of cut it as close as I could to represent a 10. So you can see that there are 10, the length of 10 popcorn seeds makes this spaghetti. So my 1s, and I've got my 10s over here, and I've got my pot of 1s over here. Okay, so children should know this and understand this in Year 1. So I'm going to make the number 25. Okay, so I'm going to ask myself how many 10s in the number 25. Okay, so here's my number 25. How many 10s? Children should know that this is the 10s column, this is the 1s column. So I've got 2 10s and I've got 5 1s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now I'm going to add 10 to my number. So 25, add 10. Okay. So how many 10s does this number have? This has 1 10. Okay. I'd also probe your children and asking them, what does this sign mean? So what are some other words for it? So add, addition, greater, more than. They should know that this means that my number, my answer, is going to be bigger than these two numbers. Okay, so it's going to get bigger, the number. It's going to get greater. So I'm going to add my 10s first. So I've got 2 10s here, 1 10 here. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 10s, and I've got 5 1s. This number does not have any 1s. Okay, so then I'm going to write 5 underneath, so I can see what this number looks like. 35. Got 3 10s and 5 1s. Okay, now I'm going to do another number sentence, and I'm going to use my dienes. We call these dienes, my 10s and 1s, but I'm also going to draw them, which this is a strategy that if children are struggling in Year 2, we get them to draw their 10s and 1s instead of using some other strategies, which I'll show later on. So I'm going to write a number sentence. 33, add 21. So I'm going to ask myself how many 10s, how many 1s. So I've got 3 10s and I've got 3 1s. And then I'm going to add 2 10s and 1 1. So I've got 2 10s and I've got 1 1. Okay, now children in Year 2 should know how to draw this instead of using physical objects. They can use physical objects if they're struggling to add using a written method or using their fingers. Okay, so 3 10s, children should know that that's 1 2 3, and 3 1s. 1 2 3, and then I'm adding 2 10s and 1 1. Okay, children know to then count the 10s, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, then they count their 1s, 51, 52, 53, 54. Okay, so this is a method that if children are struggling with in Year 2, to use a number line or other strategies that maybe are perhaps more challenging, this is something that we encourage them to do, to draw their 10s and 1s. Something that we also encourage children to do is to check by counting on their fingers. They'll put the greater number in their head, so they'll put 33, touch their head, 33, and they'll count on in 10s, 33, 43, 53, 2 10s, 53 in their head, and then to add on their 1, 53, 54. Okay, just to check that number. Now that's addition. We can also do this with subtraction.